I think it's safe to say that there was initially a lot of skepticism and uncertainty with this spin-off from Wandavision. Agatha Harkness was a standout from that show, but does that mean that she needed an entire series dedicated to her, especially considering how small of a character she actually is in the comic books? Well, probably not, but fear not, because this show actually worked pretty well. With that being said, let's talk about Agatha All Along. Agatha All Along stars Kathryn Hahn, Locke, and Aubrey Plaza. There is a few other names in this show that I should mention, but I don't want to get bogged down listing everybody. So if you didn't make the cut, I'm sorry. At the start of this series, we see Agatha still in Westview and still under the influence of the Scarlet Witch. One weird thing is that everybody seems to be going along with this illusion that Agatha has been left in. And why? Why not tell this poor woman that she is under a spell by a witch? Luckily, someone does step up to help Agatha realize that she is still under an illusion, and that character is Locke's character, known as Teen. Of course, that's not his actual name. His real name is a mystery, and I'm not going to be spoiling that mystery for you, but I will say that this character was spoiled quite some time ago, so if you heard some rumors about who he might be playing, those rumors are probably correct. His character is one of the most interesting characters on this show, just because there is so much mystery and intrigue behind his identity. Because yeah, I heard rumors about who this character was, but you don't know if rumors are actually going to pan out, so I was very invested in finding out who the hell is this kid. Fans of the Netflix series Heartstopper will definitely recognize Locke, and it's very fascinating to see that this man's time has finally come. Marvel has come knocking, so he must be doing pretty well in the eyes of the consumers and the eyes of big Hollywood. Even though we all know there's a certain demographic of people that saw his casting and could think of nothing positive to say and just went to their normal complaints. Very old, very, very old. I really enjoyed Kathryn Hahn's acting in this series. She continues to be an extraordinary actress who is well worth paying attention to. Wait a minute, am I supposed to say actress or actor? I think you're supposed to say actor now. She is an extraordinary actor. Agatha is such a selfish, manipulative witch, but she does have glimmers of decency. And it's those moments where her character truly stands out and makes this show a show worth watching. Sony seems content on hammering home the fact that villains all have another side to their story and that maybe they can have some good qualities to them. And it seems that with this series, Marvel has taken a page out of that book by humanizing and trying to make Agatha a relatable character. But don't make any mistake, her good qualities are buried way far down and they rarely show their face. Aubrey Plaza has consistently been a standout actor in anything she chooses to show up to. Is it her voice? Is it her snotty attitude? Is it the way everyone still just thinks of her character on Parks and Recreation? That might be it. But either way, Aubrey Plaza is always a joy to see, and she absolutely knocks this performance out of the park. As you would expect, this is a very Aubrey Plaza performance, and nobody could really have played this character quite as well as her. That I am positive of. Throughout this series, you find out that her character has a very complicated past with Agatha, and as that relationship is fleshed out, you really do come to understand the bond that is between these two, and it really adds a lot of depth to the overall story. Each episode of the show shows the next part of the journey that these witches are taking on the Witches' Road, and each episode offers a fresh take on a new mystery, as well as some really cool costumes that really stand out and play homage to some of the famous witches that you have seen throughout Hollywood history. I could have maybe done with a little bit less singing. I don't hate musicals by any means, I just didn't know that this was going to have so much music in it. That Witches' Road song, it was really cool maybe the first time, but as they continued to sing it over and over again, I started to think, okay, can we move on from this musical aspect of the show? But my friend pointed out to me that apparently that's pretty standard stuff for witches. They apparently like to sing and do these incantations. So I guess if that's true, I'll give it a pass. I'll give it a pass. In the end, I think what holds most of these Marvel shows back is the lack of content. They are trying to make a mini-series, but their episodes are far too short for you to really truly get invested in this storyline, because as you start getting hooked, the episode is over. And these are mini-series, so when you get to the end, sometimes with these series, you don't feel like you got a full story, and I do feel like that is kind of the case here. I was taken back by the ending. It really didn't feel like I got very much closure, and that is what I think is holding back not only this show, but a lot of the Marvel Disney shows. I understand that quality is way more important than quantity, but that being said, quantity does still have some kind of an impact, and I think that if they were to bump up these numbers, or at least make these episodes a little bit longer, it would resonate a lot more with the general audience. That being said, this show is mostly a rousing success, and I did really enjoy watching it. For me, this series is a 7 out of 10. I really think that if you are into the MCU, and if you really enjoyed WandaVision, then I think you're going to like this show. In my opinion, this series started out really strong and got a little bit weaker as it went along, but it was consistently entertaining, and I was extremely excited each week to see the new episode. And I will say that, yes, I think the show could have been longer. I think the episodes could have been paced a little bit better, but it is well worth watching. That is my opinion. What did you guys think? Please put your thoughts on this show in the comments and let me know. Let's have a conversation about this. Did you like this video? If you did, go ahead and hit that little like button. It looks a lot like this. And if you want to hear more things from me, subscribe to my channel. Later.